with who you with, Curtdog. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak On It with who you with, Curtdog. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak On It with who you with, Curtdog. Welcome to Speak On It with who you with, Curtdog. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak On It with who you with, Curtdog. Welcome to Speak On It with who you with, Curtdog. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It with who you with, Curtdog. Welcome to Speak On It with who you with, Curtdog. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It with who you with, Curtdog. Welcome to Speak On It with who you with, Curtdog. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On It. I'm welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On It. I'm welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On It. I'm welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. I'm 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 who you with, Curtdog? Everyone to the show. Hopefully y'all had a great weekend. Man, it's been a strange weekend for me. Want to welcome everyone on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, Twitter, D Live as always in the house. Welcome to the show. Uh, yeah, I wasn't here yesterday. I wasn't feeling too good. If you follow me on Facebook, you would have seen it on there. But I ended up taking my vaccine on Friday, and I thought I was good till Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. I said, you know what? I think I'm gonna just stay in bed. But I'm doing a little bit better tonight. I'm glad to be back in the house with y'all once again. If you are in the DFW area, please pay attention to the weather. Uh, at least one tornado been spotted near Blum, and also look like uh, this is down off of 35, kind of east of 67. Look like there's a rain wrap tornado that is actually over in that area, heading up toward look like Red Oak area. So definitely, if you are in the path of these storm, please take cover. Pay attention to your surrounding. If you hear warnings, please take cover. That's why I'm a little bit late getting on tonight for the simple fact. Had to make sure I was in the clear. Didn't want to come on and mess around and get knocked off the air. And y'all see me exit left due to the fact of the storm. But we had elections on Saturday here in the Metroplex and across Texas. Um, Congratulations to Kurt Johnson. Um, he's going to go to a runoff as well as Junior uh, Ezekiel both out of Grand Prairie. They both are going to a runoff. Now, they're not running against each other. They both are running for city council seats and trying to make a change uh, within the city of Grand Prairie. For the simple fact, Grand Prairie, they don't have nobody on the city council that look like me. And let the truth be told, I don't think they ever had anyone on the city council that looked like me. And I believe they only had one person on the school board that looked like me that is no longer on the school board. So I'm disappointed looking at some of these numbers that came out during the election. And I've paid attention to the city of Grand Prairie. There are actually well over a million voters registered for the city of Grand Prairie, but only 9.2% showed up and voted. Now, I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna put it out there, and you can live chat with us in the chat room. My whole thing is, we marching, we protesting for a change. A change cannot come if you don't get out and vote. You must be willing to get out and vote for every election. But you have to realize our laws are made from our local election. They're not just made on the federal laws. Our laws are made on the local election. And if you don't get out and vote, guess what? It don't make a difference. No change is gonna happen. You have to be willing to vote every election. I don't care who you vote for. Just get out and vote. It's a lot of cities that that had, and especially for the local election, they always have low turnouts. Always have low turnouts for the local election. You have to get out and vote. You have to. If you really want to make a change in what's going on in this world, you need to vote every election, not just pick and choose. You need to vote every last one of them. That's the only way a change is going to come. And it's sad that a lot of people want to protest, but they can't find the time to go and vote. Let your voice be heard. Get out and vote. If you really want to make a change, vote. That's how you make a change. Okay, I don't want to hear the fact people say, "Oh, my vote don't count." The only way it don't count if you don't get out and vote. That's the only way it don't count. Had to listen a little bit because it's starting. The rain is picking up quite a bit. Um, but that's the only way your vote don't count is if you don't get out and vote. You must be willing to get out and vote in order to make your vote count. There's no other way about it. You could talk about um, you could talk about making a change, but you also need to change your mind, your mindset, because your mindset is either gonna help you or it's gonna hurt you. And if you're not willing to to get out and vote, even for the small election, that's the way you make a change. Welcome to the show, T Cal. Glad you always rolling with me. Um, I'm still not at 100%, as you can hear it in my voice, but I'm getting better. I'm getting better. Taking my vitamins. I felt bad this weekend, so T Cal said, "Hey, Curtdog, snug up with this rain and ready to listen." Hey, I feel you. I feel you. I can't wait until I get off. Hopefully, my wife be home before then. So, probably end up drinking me some hot chocolate or something. Um, but definitely get out and vote. June 5th, runoff election. June 5th for the city of Grand Prairie. Another thing, Fort Worth, city of Fort Worth. I believe her name is Deborah Peoples. She could be the first African American mayor in the city of Fort Worth. But it can't happen without you. You saying you want to change? This is your opportunity to make a change. Get out. Let your voice be heard. I don't care who you vote for, but let your voice be heard. It's no reason why the voting numbers be so low during local election. It should never be low. They should be some of the highest numbers. Why? Because that's where our laws are made. And it's just sad when we have the opportunity to make a difference and we don't take that opportunity. Only thing you got to do is get out and vote. Let your voice be heard. Yeah, we're going out protesting about justice and all of this, but it take more than just protesting. It take more than just boycotting. If you don't get out and vote, they're gonna be like, "Oh, I ain't worrying about nothing." They're not gonna vote. They don't care about this election. We'll just tell them they vote don't count, which is a lie. That's why they trying to do this modern day voter suppression, trying to change the laws on how you vote, the times and the days. Like I say, early voting used to start from 7 to 7. Now they want to start at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and go to 5 o'clock. Most people is at work by then. Most people is at work by then. Um, so it's definitely something you need to get out and do. Let your voice be heard. Let it be heard. June 5th, we shouldn't have no excuse. Everybody should be running to the polls. If your area have a runoff election, you should go and vote. You should go out and vote and let your voice be heard. At least you can come back and say, you know what? I made a difference. I made a difference. I went out and voted. That's a great thing. That's how you change things. I don't know if y'all can hear that that thunder in the background, but it's sounding pretty bad. I was wanted to come on at 8, but I was like, okay, we right in the midst of it. So, and this is like the second or third wave that is coming through here. So, if I lose power, I will see y'all tomorrow. uh, but other than that, um, June 5th, the runoff election. Not sure when the early voting will start, but we need to do better as people. I believe the city of DeSoto, I believe they go into a runoff election. Um, um, I believe they're going to a runoff election too. So it's a lot of them. If like uh, if you had issues at the polls, kind of like they did in the city of Dallas, and the thing is with that, some of them, well, look like all the issues happen in the southern sector of Dallas, happen in the certain southern section. So you talking about Oak Cliff? I think it was Oak Cliff, East Dallas, because Skyline High School had issues. Some of the other locations in Dallas had issues too. So it's definitely we need to show up. We need to show up. And my thing is, people keep talking about they tired of not having justice. We don't have fair justice. Well, you can change that. You can change it. Only way you can change it unless you get out and vote. Voting is very important. Unfortunately, a lot of people feel like it's not. A lot of people feel like, oh, um, everybody else will vote. I don't have to vote. It won't affect me. No, it do affect you. That's why I talk about voting so much. I talk about it because it makes a difference in everything. It makes a difference. You complain about all these laws not benefiting black folks, but you won't show up. You won't show up at the poll unless it's the presidential election. And let the truth be told, some of you don't show up then. Our laws are made from the local election. Here it is. We have the Three Stooges up for re-election this year in November. What are y'all going to do? Depend on everybody else to vote to get them out of office? No. You need to get your tail up off the couch, cut the TV off, and go stand in line and vote. If not, they're going to be there again. And who you going to blame? You can't blame nobody but yourself. Welcome to the show, Radio Chaos. I apologize. I'm late tonight due to the storm. I don't know if you can hear the thunder in the background, but um, we're getting some heavy rain right now. And um, then also last night I was still out of it. I took my shot on Friday, my vaccine, and I wasn't feeling too good last night. Radio said, keep voting rights alive. You don't want insurgent deciding your government. You're right. Because if we don't get out and vote, you can't blame nobody but yourself. You are the reason why the laws are not changing. That's the only reason why the laws are not changing. Because you're not voting. It made no sense to complain about what's going on and you're not doing anything different. This has been a problem for years, for decades, that people do not want to vote for the local election. And that's the most important election. You still want to vote for the president, but also you want to vote for the local. Because if not, that's where your laws will be made. And guess what? You don't have nobody representing you because you depending on the next man to vote them in. This all hands on deck. It take all of us to get out and vote. The numbers are so low. And I'm like, wow, really? That's pretty low. I know I'm talking about Grand Prairie because of Kurt and Junior coming on to the show, but kind of give you an idea for the bond that passed. That bond did pass, so you can't blame nobody but yourself if they pick and choose who get the contracts and who don't, and you don't have a say in it. It was roughly 8,500 people that voted in that. It was 48-30 for it and 36-36 against it. City Council, 288 votes. 288 votes won. That was for District 5. For District 6, One person had 333 votes. Kurt Johnson had 1372. Jeff Woodridge had 1,071. So now it's a runoff. It's a runoff. Total is 26, about 27, a little bit over 2,700 votes that was in that. District 8, one person had 660, one had 386, one had 183, uh, one had 3243, Junior had 2827, and another person had 626. So that's five, six, seven, about 8,000 votes total. And that's a shame. It's over a million registered voters, and they only had 9.2 to show up. But you want to complain? You want to complain about the laws? You want to encourage the protests and the boycotts? But none of that is not making a change. You have to go out to the polls and let the lawmakers know, if you're not going to represent us properly and make the laws to benefit everyone, we're going to vote you out. That's how you get them to change. But y'all don't want to do it. Radio said they have a GOP state lawmaker in Arizona who was at the Capitol riot during the recount, and his name is on the ballot as candidate. He is counting. What type of that only see? That's the problem we having. Why is he counting the ballots and his name is on it? That don't make sense. It don't make sense. But when you have people that actually goes in there and choose not to vote and think everything is going to be okay, no, it's not. It's not okay. You have to get up and show up. You got to want to make a change. Kind of like what Micah said, the man in the mirror. If you want to make a change, you got to start with the man in the mirror, or woman in the mirror. You have to start with yourself. People talk about protesting. Y'all complain about these dirty cops not being held accountable for. But once again, you don't show up. This is your opportunity to make a difference. This is your opportunity. And y'all failed. You failed. I'm saying you failed. If you didn't vote, you failed. Because I vote every election. But I can't do it by myself. There's no way I could do it by myself. People don't understand that. They don't understand the importance of voting. It's definitely important than ever right now. But people don't understand that. And here's the sad part. This is one of the sad part about it. And let me make this plain as day. When there's a runoff, election, the ones that did vote, you need to vote again. Some people have have a thinking that um, in the runoff election, that's for the people that didn't vote. No, the runoff election, you need to vote again. Even if you voted in the first one, you still need to go back and vote again. Now, the city of Fort Worth is going to be a race. Um, Deborah Peoples, she got the most vote, but it's going to take everybody in the city of Fort Worth to rally behind her to get her elected. Um, to get her elected, it's going to take everybody. She could be the first black mayor of the city of Fort Worth. I'm not in Fort Worth. I can't vote for her. But you could be a part of history. You can if you live in the city of Fort Worth. You could be a part of history because here it is. You saying you want something different. When the police shooting or incidents happen in Fort Worth, all these people was out there protesting and marching. Now you need to show action because they taking you as a joke. Yeah, you protest and march all day long. It don't make a difference if you don't go to the polls with it. Let's march to the polls. That's how you get stuff done. Go to the polls and let them know you're not just going to be out here protesting and marching when the police does something. Um, they not just going to do it then. I'm trying to see what's going on. I see. Look like if you're on 35E, definitely take cover. Look like they had the traffic stop on 35E. That tornado may be passing that way. So traffic is at a complete stop coming up from 35W and 35E, moving up toward Red Oak. If you in that path, please take cover. This is not a game. It's for real. There's a tornado. They have the traffic completely shut down on 35B. So look like they're letting this tornado pass. And so hopefully they can, once it passed, they'll start back moving. Welcome to the show, Marcella Smith. What's up, my people? You guys be careful in this weather. Yeah, that's why I had to change my tone. Trying to see exactly where it's at. It's coming up 35E, just north of 35W over in that area. So it's they had a freeway shut down. They have some people riding on the shoulders trying to get around. I don't know if it's an accident or what's going on, but it's coming up through Waxahachie. So over in that area. So if you are listening and you're in Waxahachie, please take cover. Um, please take cover because this is some serious weather going on. Uh, and I don't know if y'all can hear the rain coming through my microphone, but I can. I can hear it in my headset. So um, look like okay. Uh, hold on, look like a tornado passed through there. And hold on, I can't tell if that's a truck. Yeah, uh, 35E. There's a major accident on the southbound side, and looked like a 18 wheeler had hit the barricade, um, and it crossed all the way over the highway, and debris is spread everywhere. They don't know if that's him losing control or if that's uh, from the tornado crossing over and blew him over, because that barricade is about halfway across the highway. So people are stopping, trying to get out. Hopefully that driver is okay. Um, I cannot tell what it's 18. Well, I know that, but right now it's approaching Waxahachie. So if you're in that area, please take cover. Um, this is a serious situation going on. Hopefully that driver is okay. Um, have you ever seen a tornado in person? I've seen funnel clouds when I drove trucks. I've actually was down near Houston, and just so happening, I came up. It was raining, going to my customer, and just north of me, it was some funnel clouds. Um, they didn't touch down or anything, but probably the most scariest time I've ever been in. It's a couple of states I don't like going to when it's raining like this. Oklahoma, Illinois, and Kansas. I don't like going to those states during this time, for the simple fact that uh, I was driving through Illinois one time, and I heard on the radio that it was a tornado getting ready to pass the highway I was on, and that hail was so bad, and the truck was rocking so bad that it sounded like somebody was on top of the truck hitting it with a hammer. That's how bad it was. And I'm like, hey, I'm not gonna stay right here. Uh, it was so bad; it looked like it was about 2 feet of hail on the road. So, but have I personally seen a tornado other than TV? No, I've seen it on the news. Matter of fact, the one that hit just south of the Metroplex down in Blum, they had a perfect picture of that one. And I don't know if y'all will be able to see it, but I don't think you can see it due to the fact the way that, yeah, my camera too far, so you can't see it, and with the green screen it's not going to show up. But someone shot a perfect picture of a tornado that hit south of the Metroplex, and this is the cell that we're currently in now, and it's moving on up north. So if you up in Waxahachie, um, Red Oak, Lancaster, DeSoto, heading up toward Dallas, please take cover. This storm is moving, and it have produced tornadoes, so definitely take cover. Um, take cover and let your family members know that if they're in that path, hey, take cover. Um, so definitely do that, because right now, um, it's coming through Waxahachie now. The tail end of it is Glen Heights. Um, trying to see what at Wilmer. DeSoto is east of Mansfield, east of look like part of it is hidden Midlothian, um, but the majority of it is probably going to be east of Midlothian. So definitely take cover. And like I said, if it y'all see me exit left, um, uh, you know why. Uh, Hopefully she's okay. Is she coming in or going out? Uh, Marcella said his mom is at DFW airport. She coming in, going out, or working? So I'm trying to keep an eye on it. Look like it's starting to come into Seagoville also. It's crossing crossing 45. So it's a huge cell. So um shout out to CBS DFW. Um I'm able to watch them while I'm doing the show. But yeah, DFW, she should be pretty good because they do have tornado shelters there. But I think it's not going. This particular storm is not going up that way. There have been some. It was one earlier that crossed over. Uh, I guess it was up by Texas Motorplex. There was a pretty bad earlier. It was a possible tornado up there, and then I got an alert. If you're in Ellis County, you're up on a tornado warning until 9:30 Central Time. Ellis County, so that will be, uh, I guess, Grand Prairie, uh, part of Midlothian. I don't know if Mansfield is. I think Mansfield is Johnson County, but Waxahachie all the way over. So it's a tornado warning that is out now for those areas, Ellis County to 9:30. So it's 9:08 now. So uh, it's all moving pretty quick. Yeah, if you're in Louisiana, it's heading northeast because it's coming from the west. It looked like the beginning of it is already in Seagoville. Um, Seagoville heading into Kaufman also. So I don't know if it's gonna head to Louisiana, but it's heading northeast. I said northwest, but it's heading northeast. It came from the southwest, and it was one earlier that had Collin County, like Plano, McKinney area, a tornado warning up there too. So I don't know if they were still protesting uh, up there in Collin County, but hopefully, if they were, they was able to get out of that area. So, so my whole thing is right now, I'm disappointed in us as people because here it is, we doing these protests, we doing these marches, we talk about the laws are not fair for everybody, but here it is, you have the opportunity to change that, and you refuse to get off your tail and go vote. You have to get up and go vote. So June 5th, we still have Kurt Johnson running for place number. Let me make sure I don't want to put out the wrong information. Um, Hold on, real quick. Want to make sure I give the right place. Um, and then Junior Ezino. Kurt Johnson is running for City Council District 6. He received the most vote. He received 49.4%. But the thing is, I think he said you have to get to 51.1 or something. at least 50% of the vote in order to be declared the winner. And only 1,370 people voted for him. And the closest person to him, Jeff Woodridge, 1,071 voted for him. He got 38.6%. So if 200 more people would have voted for him, he could have won that seat without a problem. So do not think just because you voted in the election that that's all you have to do. No, come June 5th, you need to vote again. Vote again. Um, with Junior Izino, which it was 6 people in that race. The top leader, Greg Grissiner, 3,243 votes. He had 40.9%. Junior had 2,827 votes, 35.7%. So you need to vote again. Vote again when it comes down to it. Even in Fort Worth, trying to find the in fourth. Oh no, can't look at that. That looking kind of suspect. I don't know what I just opened up. Let's close out of that. But even in Fort Worth, for the once again, it's a low turnout. A low turnout, um, which is crazy. Um, so with the city of Fort Worth have 1,173,432 registered voters. I, I know they have probably have way more people than that can register to vote, but only 13.40% showed up. That's 157,194. That's what showed up. And now they're going to a runoff for the mayor race. I think um, Deborah Peoples is a great candidate for the mayor. You you in the city of Fort Worth, you see what have happened in the past. Why still dealing with the same thing? Try something new. Yeah, protests help, but it don't mean anything if you don't go out and vote. If you don't get out and vote, it don't mean anything. It don't mean a thing. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. So you have to get out and vote. Let your voice be heard. Um, I don't know if any of you had issues with the voting machines, like I said in Dallas, but Dallas, they had issues in the southern sector, which is not a surprise. They investigating it, trying to figure out what was going on. One reason, they couldn't get into the schooling place, so they was opening up late. Another reason, didn't have an extension card to be able to plug the machines up. Um, I think the other one they couldn't get in or something to set up or something. I don't know, but it's stuff like that is what we need to prevent, and it don't make any sense. So definitely June 5th, be looking for early voting. Get out, let your voice be heard. Don't just get out and protest or talk about making a difference or changing. Get out and let your voice be heard. That's how you prevent. That's how you get our laws changed. You go out and let your voice be heard, because I let mine's heard be heard every time. I don't have a choice. It was rooting in me. Um, but yeah, so it's uh Palmer Palmer off of 45 looked like that storm that had produced a tornado is coming up on you next. So definitely take cover, and shout out to CBS in CBSN Dallas Fort Worth. I've been watching them for the last couple of hours. So Palmer is about 3 miles from you, according to CBS. 3 miles from you, so definitely take cover and get prepared. Find your place, your safe place in your home, because it's coming. Um, and then from there, it'll be heading up towards Seagoville, Kaufman. Look like the severe part of it is gonna hit just east of uh kind of on the outskirt of DeSoto, east of DeSoto, but still be careful. Be careful, because the way it's going is it could change at any time. And still trying to find out more information about that accident on 35E. Hopefully that driver is okay. Um, with any accident dealing with big trucks, it's never good, especially when it hits on the driver's side. If the truck roll over on the driver's side, so hopefully that driver is okay. Um, all right. Other than that, we're gonna hit on these real quick. Um, Andrew Brown Jr. was laid to rest today. I did not get a chance to look at it. I still wasn't feeling all my best this morning, but he was laid to rest. They are calling for the release of the video. Why should we have to wait 30 days to release the video? It don't make sense. If what you're saying is true about Andrew backing up and hitting officers before the shots was fired, release the video. Holding on to the video is only going to cause more problems. That's all it's going to do, is cause more problems. You need to release the video and let the people see it. That's how you get peace. Don't hold on to it until you decide you want to let it go. Release it. I don't understand that. You saying that all this stuff happened, sound like to me you may be trying to make it look that way. Release the video. Um, so that's the only update I have on that. Y'all can ask me anything. I know radio already asked if I ever seen a tornado in person. No, and to be honest with you, I really don't want to be honest with you. Um, but I've been in situations where I think trying to see what's going on. I see somebody run into a truck. Oh, they turned off. I guess that's where that truck accident is. Saying somebody run into a pickup truck. I don't know if they was going to get something to try to help get the driver out. Not sure what exactly was going on. I don't know if that's the same truck. This truck looked like it's completely on its top. Um, Not okay. Look like medical personnel is there now. Yeah. Uh, look like this truck is completely on its roof. So if you're on 35, please be careful. And if you're in the path of the storm, please take cover because it is a powerful storm, a fast moving storm where there's a lot of um, high winds and possible tornadoes. So, but you can ask Curtdog anything. It's a crazy night tonight. I wasn't sure. I wanted to be on at 8, but by that time the storm was coming, approaching, and they was talking about possible tornadoes. And I'm like, okay, I need to see what's going on. At that time, they didn't know which path it was taking. So, um, oh, no, I didn't see that one. Where was that at? Because I did not see that. Did you see that story of restaurant owner who forced an employee to move into an apartment next to the restaurant and forced him to work more than $100 every week without? Oh hell no, not without pay. Uh, I thought you were gonna say, yeah, he paid him with time and a half. No, um, I couldn't do that. Um, let me see if I can pull that one up. Um, uh, let me see if I can. Da, 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 da. Let me know where that took place at. It just got finished in the court, and they ruled this guy owes. Oh, okay. I did hear that story. That wasn't a regular employee. That was a enslaved person. Modern day slavery. So yes, I did hear about it. uh, a black man who was enslaved by his white boss for 5 years should be given 546,000 in compensation. A court ruled. So I hit on it. I think Miss Risky and I talked about this story last year when it came out, and our no, it said it happened in 2019. But I think I hit on the story last year. Bobby Paul Edward was sentenced to 10 years in prison for enslaving an employee. Edward Cohurst, hold on. Um, I hate when I open it up and then it switched to something else. Um, Edward Cohurst, John Christopher Smith into working 100 hours per week without pay. And the court recently ruled that Smith is entitled to $546 um, restitution, which he should. Um, a man with an intelligent disability uh, who was enslaved by a restaurant owner in South Carolina for 5 years should be rewarded $546,000. In 2019, Paul Epworth, who owned the J&J cafeteria in Conway, South Carolina, pled guilty to one count of forced labor for coercing an African American man with intellectual disability to work extended hours at a restaurant for no pay. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison, the Justice Department said in a press release at the time. As part of the settlement, Elwood was also ordered to pay John Christopher Smith $273 in unpaid wages and overtime. Elwood forced Smith to work over 100 hours a week without pay. He would also beat him with a belt, fists, pots, and pans, the press release. On April 24th, the Court of Appeals for the Fourth Circuit ruled that Smith was entitled to double that amount, which would be $546,000. The court said the district court did not properly account for federal labor laws when it made the decision on compensation. Minimum wage and overtime compensation must be paid on a current basis as work is done, such that an employee receive the prescribed compensation without delay. When the employee fails to pay those amounts, the employee suffer losses, which include the loss of the use of that money during the period of delay, the court said in its filing. So I did touch on that story last year. I want to say that was in the story when we did the difference between black law and white law. Um, uh, so it's kind of crazy on that. Not sure which story you're talking about, T Cal. Are you seeing the breaking news prayers up? Are you talking about the accident on 35 or uh, not sure which one you're talking about? Um, Radio said that's insane. Yeah, it is. It is insane. Modern day slavery. Modern day slavery. That's all that is. You holding um, someone without pay, then you beat the man. How about the pain and suffering, the mental illness that is going to happen? And matter of fact, I believe his son was involved also. If I recall that story correctly, I kind of think his son was also involved, and they both was arrested. Um, which is somehow the son played a role in it, and trying to see. Uh, I guess it actually took place in 2017 when the story first came out. And I kind of, for some reason, I kind of think his son was involved for some reason. I don't know if it was his son that actually reported it or what it may be. Uh, Hold on. They said golf ball size hell. I guess that's like right between Midlothian and Waxahachie, and ping pong size hell from May Pearl all the way up to Pecan Hill. So if you're still in that area, normally if it's hell, the chance of a tornado is um, still a chance. Um, so definitely, if you're in the DFW area and you're in the path of the storm, please be careful. Radio said in prison they should be forced to work 100 hours a week. See how they like it. He, I think what will happen, he's probably going to be in protected custody. And because he own a restaurant, doesn't mean he know how to cook, but he probably gonna have a job in the kitchen, something to kind of smooth everything over. But he should be held accountable for 5 years. Then pay this man, beat this man, and everything else. That's not good. Trying to see, they issue another tornado warning that expires at 10 p.m. Trying to see what city this is. Look like it's in Glen Height, Palmer, Wilmer, Waxahachie, Lancaster, Italy. Ennis is on the outskirt of it. So it's a lot going on right now in the Metroplex. Um, and Seagoville, look like the hell is moving into Seagoville. Um, so definitely, if you're in in those area, please take cover. And look like it's starting to move into Terrell and 40. I think it's gonna miss you, Marcellus, because it's moving straight up north east. So I think it's gonna miss you because it's getting ready to crossover 20 and 40. So it's not moving straight to the east like that. But definitely, if you're in the path of it, definitely take cover. Um, but I'm because I don't know what's going on outside. It sound like it done got pretty quiet, but I'm gonna kind of see. But definitely, like I said, I apologize for not coming on last night. I try to keep my word, but I did take the shot, and I would encourage everyone to get the shot because as we can see with the vaccine, it can help you, but you still need to wear your mask. Even if you had both shots, still wear your mask. Um, because here it is down in Florida, they're lifting all restriction. With just last month and during spring break, Florida was on the rise of the number of coronavirus cases during spring break. And here it is, they're like, hey, we're going to lift all the restriction as if this virus do not still exist. Now, here's another key. In India, they're averaging about 400,000 cases a day. Now, I know the US is going to ban travel to and from India starting tomorrow. But what about the people trying to leave? And if they coming back to the States, you don't know if they're affected or not. You still have to protect yourself. I know if I have to go somewhere, I see people all day long not wearing a mask, then they look at me like I'm crazy because I'm wearing one or I'm wearing two. So, yeah, you definitely need to protect yourself. Just because our numbers are down now, it doesn't mean they're going to stay down. So, protect yourself. Yeah, I was nervous about taking the shot at first because I needed to get it cleared by a doctor. And then, along with the shot, um, I also started antibiotic last week for the infection. So I'm thinking that's why I kind of felt bad on over the weekend, taking the shot and the antibiotic. My doctor told me that I could take them both at the same time, so that's why I went ahead and did it. But I I needed both of them, so um, so I still have um, about a week and a half left on the antibiotic. So, but other than that, protect yourself. Don't believe the hype. I know people are starting to realize, talking about taking all these trips and all of that. Protect yourself. And like you're in a boxing match, protect yourself at all time. Regardless how it may seem you out there having a good time, but uh, but being on a beach or something without with your mask on is cramping your style. Still need to protect yourself. It's better to look better with the mask on than to look good in a wooden box. So protect yourself. Um, don't forget June 5th, the runoff election, whatever city you're in, the runoff election. You have to be a part of it. That's the only way we're going to be able to change our laws. That's the only way. We cannot make a difference in this world if we don't get out and vote. Um, we have to get out and vote. Yeah, I would love. We have to get out and vote. But to your response, TK, I'm used to taking a couple of trips every year. I haven't been on one in over a year. But guess what? I'm not rushing. I prefer to be safe than sorry. So, but other than that, I will talk to y'all tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Time. We're not supposed to have no bad weather starting tomorrow. We should be pretty good. So, um, I will talk to y'all tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Time, if the good Lord say the same. Until then, I love each and every one of you. Peace.